What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm back here at Gettle Chevy Buick GMC in Punta Gorda, Florida, checking out this brand new 2024 Chevy Traverse. Now, not too long ago, I've done the LT trim, which is somewhat a lower trim level. This is the Z71. I'm excited because this is the first time ever that Traverse gets the Z71 trim. We're going to talk all about it in this video, where I'm going to take you on a complete tour of it, checking it out as far as the design, powertrain technology, and the test drive. So if you like watching videos like this, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Now let's get back to this. So Traverse is completely redone for 2024 model year. We have 4 trims: LS, LT, Z71, and the RS being the top of the line trim. This, I think, is going to be my favorite trim. This takes this vehicle back to what it's supposed to be, an off-road oriented vehicle that can take you off the beaten path. That's what Z71 means: more rugged, more off-road ready. Let's take a look at the design. The sheet metal on the vehicle is going to be the same as on the other trim levels. So you have this nice, tall, flat hood with indents on both sides. It's kind of lower right here in the middle. And we have this brand new light setup right on top. You have the LED daytime running lamps right here, black chrome trim with the black Chevy bow tie right here in the middle. The whole front end is kind of the shiny black. Not my favorite one, but it really works well with this vehicle. We have the front view camera. Scrolling down below, you have the recovery hooks, and the bottom of it is finished in the polished aluminum. Now, let's tap on this. This is metal, actually, guys. This is the real thing. You have the skid plates underneath here. And of course, your headlamps are right here. They're all LEDs. You also have some air curtains on the side for allowing the air to pass through for better aerodynamics and better gas efficiency. Now, it's got a new powertrain. Let's pop the hood and let's see what it is. And all of the Chevy Traverses are going to be powered up by the same 2.5-liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder engine with 328 horsepower, 326 pound-feet of torque, made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. As far as the gas mileage, you get 19 in the city, 24 on the expressway. Combined number is 29. Not a huge savings over the last year's V6 engine. That's kind of one thing that I wish they left as an option on it, but we're going to talk a little bit about it later while driving. Now we have the hood struts on both sides. We have some sound insulation. Really excited to take this for a spin at the end of this video, as I haven't driven one with the all-wheel drive yet. And of course, the shape has changed on this Traverse as well. We have the new body style, basically. It kind of looks like a mini Tahoe, with the exception of this kind of a shark fin trim towards the end of it. Now, with the Z71, we have the off-road tuned suspension. We also have the different wheels and tires. Let's see what they are. 18-inch rims with the gloss black with a little bit of polished aluminum on the outside. Goodyear Wrangler Territory all-terrain tires with 265/65 is the size of it. Again, off-road tuned suspension. We have the matte black cladding. As you can see, the wheel arches have been squared off, and the matte black cladding continues at the bottom of this vehicle. We have Traverse spelled out, black mirrors with a side view camera, turn signal indicator, and the blind spot assist. We have the smart entry system for this vehicle. As long as the key is somewhere on you, you can lock it or unlock it, and everything around the windows have been blacked out. We also have the roof rails that comes standard on this Z71 trim. Let's move over to the back. Let's check this out. Out of the 3 midsize GM vehicles, the Buick, GMC, and Chevy, I actually like the design of this Traverse the best. Let's take a look at it. We have the LED tail lamps with this black trim that goes across the entire vehicle, black Chevy bow tie, rear view camera, another camera right here for that digital mirror, and we have the exposed wiper. Z71 on one side. We have the dual exhaust tips on both sides and the tow hitch right here in the middle. This vehicle is capable of towing up to 5,000 pounds if equipped with the tow package. Now, this is the remote that you'll get with it. Lock, unlock, twice to remote start, twice to open up the gate. And let's see how much space we have. And GM claims this is class leading as far as the space here. We have almost 23 cubic feet of space behind the third row seat. That's really impressive. Underneath here, you have a bit more storage, kind of a cargo tub. And actually, it has a compact spare tire, but it's really hard to get to it. You actually have to remove all 4 of these bolts on the sides, this nuts basically, and the whole top comes out in order to get to the spare tire. And while it's good to have the spare tire, it is a compact spare tire. With the off-road tuned vehicle, I kind of wanted to have the real size spare tire that could be mounted underneath with an easier access. Now the seats can be folded down, of course, the third row seat, and without moving this middle row seat, I don't think it's going to fold all the way. Yeah, we had this issue before. The seat has to be moved a little bit. Anyways, if you fold down all of the seats, you get about 98 cubic feet of space, which again is class leading in the segment according to GM. Nice and large. Let's see if there's any room for third row passengers. In order to get into the third row seat, there is a lever up on top. The seat moves out of the way, and here it is. This is the third row seat. I'm going to jump inside in it, but just kind of to let you see, I adjusted this seat so it's still doable for me, being 5'11", sitting behind the front row seat, which is kind of pulled back. But let's see how much knee room I'm going to have in there. And that's basically none. All right. Now I'd have to move this seat quite a bit forward in order for it to make any sense for me to sit in the back. Let's see, how would that be? All right. Touching, but not very comfortable. And here would definitely limit the room for the second row passenger. And here's the roominess as far as the third row seat. As far as the headroom, plenty of headroom, decent shoulder room. We have vents up here. We have some illumination as far as the third row passengers. Also, you have your own cup holders and the USB Type-C settings. So other than the knee room, everything is good here. Let's take a peek and let's see what's going on right here in the back. This is nice and soft. This is nice and soft. A little bit of hard touch plastic, not a big deal. There's some contrast stitching, some polished aluminum trim, and a Bose stereo system. Now, here are the seats. They're covered in the Evotex material, which is basically a man-made leather. It's got some perforation in the middle, solid on the side. It's got different fabric on the very corners right here, some contrast stitching. So a good looking design as far as the seats. Both driver and passenger seats also have some seat back storage. Let's see what's going on up on top, because your vents are actually on top. They're not in the console. They're not in the pillars. They're up on top. In the console itself, you have the cup holders. You have your own climate control, 115 volt outlet and 2 USB Type-C ports, and this is a captain chair configuration, so you can easily get inside the third row seat through the middle of it. That's what you have in the back. Let's see if I can fit in this middle row seat. I like how wide the door opens up. I'm almost 6 feet tall, 5'11", easy to get in, plenty of headroom, plenty of knee room. Now see how much I can move this seat, okay, without bumping my knees into the front seat. Is it? Yeah, it's unfortunately it's about the same distance from the front seat as the seat next to me, which I demonstrated as far as the knee room. So not a whole lot of knee room in the back, but if you want to stretch out and there's nobody behind you, all right, you can really make yourself comfortable. Plenty of shoulder room, plenty of headroom, and definitely nice and comfortable seats. Oh, and by the way, you also have a grab handle if it's hard for you to get inside. Before we get inside, I just want to mention that this is a large truck. 204 inches is the total overall length, so it competes in the category like the Grand Highlander, Honda Pilot, Kia Telluride, the new Ford Explorer. Is it a better truck than that? Well, we're going to talk about it at the end of this video, but let's listen to the sound of the closing door before we get inside. All right, nice on the outside. I'm going to do it from the inside again. But let's take a look and see what's going on in this front door panel. Now, I like this Vortex red trim, really pops in here, and I've seen it in many different Chevys that they started putting this. They're not afraid of using color, which is great. You have the lock, unlock, window mirror lock controls. You have the gate opening, more storage at the bottom, and of course you have the Bose stereo power adjustment on the seat. Okay, you have the 4-way lumbar support as well. Z71 trim. Now, right here, again, this is the Ecotech. This is the man-made leather, looking really sharp. We have more storage underneath this floating console because that shifter has been moved up to the steering column. And on the left-hand side of the steering wheel, we have the parking brake, different drive modes, all-wheel drive. You know, you can turn that on, I guess. You have the start-stop button. You can turn this feature off. And let me jump inside. I'll show you the rest of this interior. And you ready? Boom. Okay, well, that sounded okay. Let's see what's going on this interior right here. I like this pop of red, this trim really looking good on here. We have the soft touch material on the dashboard, some polished aluminum looking trim. Huge screen, 17.7 inches. We have the fully digital instrument cluster, and take a look at the steering wheel. Now, this is the steering wheel that you get if you upgrade to the Super Cruise, which this vehicle has. Basically, what that is the hands-free driving. It is using the LiDAR, it is using the sensors, the camera, and the OnStar system to help you navigate through the mapped road. So if you are on the highway, the vehicle can help you change lanes, can help you turn without actually touching the steering wheel. Now, you still have to pay attention of it. Here's your attention assist, basically. Let's take a look at what else we have on the steering wheel. So the cruise control settings, adaptive cruise control settings, and we have the Super Cruise on the left-hand side. We have the black Chevy bow tie. On the right-hand side, we have the heated steering wheel. We can change different menus on the instrument cluster, which we're going to go through in just a little bit. And then, of course, the select button, media and voice control. The left-hand side, you have the adjustments for the wipers, front and rear. And the light controls will move to the instrument cluster on the left-hand side. And right-hand side, you actually have the gear shifter that's been moved from the center console. Now, here's your instrument cluster. Several different options are available as far as the design of it. I like this. Okay, 81 degrees outside. You have the time, temperature, and audio on the right-hand side. You can change some of that. Right now, you see it's in two-wheel drive. This is an all-wheel drive vehicle. I can hit the all-wheel drive button and it switches to the all-wheel drive. I'm going to actually test it out in the all-wheel drive. I just want to see the difference between this and the front-wheel drive that I tested before. Here's another option you have as far as the display. You can put your maps in the front of you. These are Google Maps, and then it keeps the speed in front of you too. Here's your adaptive cruise control, and back to this plain screen, I guess. And we'll go back. All right, so as far as the infotainment system, we have this Google built infotainment system, slightly different design than we've seen like in the Acadia, where you have this vertical screen. This is the horizontal screen, 17.7 inches, one of the largest or the largest in its class. Right now I have the controls and safety. These are where the lights are right here. So you can see the light controls are moved on to the infotainment system. I'm still kind of getting used to it, but it's getting easier and easier as I play around with it. Dome light, power window, lockout camera, traction control. All right, let's go back here. I want to see the camera. Here's your camera sister, your standard overhead and side view cameras. Decent quality. Kind of wish it took out the entire screen instead of just a portion of it. Just my pet peeve. And here's your home screen. Now you can turn this on or off. There's a button right on top. Okay, and I believe you have to hold it for a little bit. All right, we're on right now. Okay, stay in demo mode. Here's your main screen. So you have the vehicle status, Google Assistant, Play Store. You can download your favorite apps to this vehicle, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, both wireless capabilities. You also have the Alexa. As far as the trailering, you can add the trailer to it, light test. So you can see this is pretty cool because once you hook up the trailer, you don't have to have anybody standing behind you and say, yeah, okay, your right turn signal is on or left, and light test and progress. Let's turn it off. So your checklist, okay, make sure that all of these are checked before you start towing something. Of course, for those of you who are experienced, trailers or towers, you know, or haulers. I don't have to explain that. Auto park assist, climate control, Wi-Fi hotspot. Then we have the audio, maps, phone controls, my Chevrolet. Now, if you like Apple CarPlay, you can definitely use that, but give this a try and see how nice these maps are. All right, I'm just gonna go through some of these, and look at this. This is nice, visible. You can control it like on your phone, basically. Very good system, in my opinion. And I think that Chevy made the right choice to kind of outsource it to Google, which is the giant in the technological space, to handle the electronics on this vehicle. What else we have? Here at the bottom, you have the shortcuts for your climate control. Of course, we have the Tri-Zone climate control, one for the back, and right here in the front, we have different settings. You can sync it, you can unsync it. You have the heated seats, which we certainly don't need here in Florida, at least not right now. And am I right or am I wrong? Is this the Tri-Zone or this is the dual zone climate control? Let's go back to this main screen. I saw the climate control settings here. Let's open this up. So yeah, this is the front climate control, and here's one for the back. So I was right, Tri-Zone climate control. I'm actually gonna lower the fan in the back. I can hear it humming. And you can control it, of course, right here from the screen as well. Or the shortcuts at the bottom. Scrolling down, you have two large vents. Now the AC is really nice and cold. And then if you wanted to adjust the temperature manually, like this old school way, you can do that. There's also certain buttons that you can select. So really three ways of controlling the speed: one on the screen, the bottom screen, and then here at those with those hard buttons. You have the wireless charging pad, USB type A, USB type C, cup holders. You have a little bit more storage right here, and this opens up underneath this shelf. You have tons more storage. Well, let's see what's going on up on top. That's where you'll find this digital camera mirror. I'm kind of glad that I have it because this mirror is super tiny, so you can turn this on and see what's going on in the back. Sunglasses holder. We don't have a sunroof on this one. I think it's available as an option, if I'm not mistaken. And then you have the OnStar SOS. And as far as the visors, illuminated visors. And this is it. This is the interior of this 2024 Traverse Z71. Let's take it for a spin. For 2024 model year, the Traverse is available in 4 different trim level. LS is the cheapest one, starting at $38,995, $41,395 for the base LT front-wheel drive. Z71, which is available with all-wheel drive only. That's the vehicle that I'm sitting in right now. Starts at $47,795. Of this particular one, it's got a few options of it. It's got that Evotex trim. It's also got the Super Cruise package, and the color is extra. This will set you back $53,500. I'm going to post everything that's included in this one in the description of this video. And the top of the line trim is $55,595. So the RS. Now you'll get a few extra options on it. You get the 22-inch rims. You get the enhanced driving package, which I believe it includes the Super Cruise standard equipment. He also has the power folding third row seats, which we don't have on this one. And of course, it looks a little bit different on the outside, as it is the more sporty and the more luxurious trim. So now, as far as the all-wheel drive, let's see, the all-wheel drive for the LS, $40,995. So it sets you back $2,000 more for the all-wheel drive. We're going to check it out, how that drives. So that looks like that difference, $2,000 for the all-wheel drive. All right, we're here in this empty parking lot. Start driving, and we're going to check the turning. How tight is it? Turn the steering wheel all the way to the right, and we're going to make a circle here. All right, so it's actually pretty good. I mean, this is a large SUV at 204 inches long. You know, I think the Toyota Grand Highlander is about the same size. The new Pilot is about the same size. Kia Telluride is a little bit shorter, but also this is the same category that it competes with. As far as the suspension, this one, Chevy claims it's the off-road tuned suspension. I have it in all-wheel drive system. I'm gonna check out the off-the-line acceleration, this parking lot. Okay, well, it goes. We get it up to about 25, 27 miles per hour. Now, I gotta say, I'm still, not convinced that this is the powertrain that should be in this vehicle. Of course, as many people, as many opinions, but it's got plenty of horsepower. It's got plenty of torque. It just, for some reason, doesn't feel like the previous one did. The previous one, the V6, I think was less powerful, and then this one, but there's something about the V6 engine. So for those of you who want to get the V6 in the midsize SUV, you certainly have options still. I don't know for how long, but Kia Telluride, Hyundai Palisade, and Honda Pilot are the ones that still have V6 naturally aspirated engines as a standard equipment. Definitely great choices. And while this one is nice, it's all nice and shiny, it's got a big screen, a lot of the competitors are very aggressive in their midsize SUV market. If you like that off-roady look, all of them have their own version of it. This is kind of the trend right now. So we have the Trail Sport on the Pilot, we have the X Pro on the Kia Telluride, and the XRT, I believe, on the Hyundai Palisade. So all of them have some sort of that more active or off-roady vehicle design in their lineup. But if you want to stay with the GM family, there are 3 vehicles that have been redesigned at the same time. Of course, Chevy Traverse, GMC Acadia, and the Buick Enclave. All 3 of them share basically the same platform. They share the same powertrain. Somewhat different. They all have their own identity. If you look, from the side, they all look a bit different. They all look different from the front, as well as from the back. So all of them have their own identity, if you will. But underpinnings are the same for all 3 of them. The prices are a little bit different. Of course, Chevy being the more of a mainstream vehicle is going to be the least expensive one. And going up through the GMC, I believe the Denali and the Enclave Avenir are going to be probably about the same price. So that's just kind of your choice between design. Well, let's get back to the drive of it. I like the visibility on this vehicle. It has the big windshield, decent size mirrors. If it wasn't for that digital rear view mirror, the visibility wouldn't be that great, especially with this tiny little mirror that we have with this vehicle. Getting up to the stop sign, I'm actually going to check out the acceleration. I'm going to try to get it up to maybe 50 miles or so. And right there, 50 miles per hour. It's about as far as I can go here. It wasn't bad. It was a bit noisy, to be honest with you. You can definitely hear this 4-cylinder working. Now I am in the all-wheel drive, and it feels a little bit different. It's not as boaty as I found the Enclave and the Traverse LT when I was driving it. So it's a better fit. It's a better plant on the road, if you will, comparing to the other 2 or comparing to the front wheel drive. But that could also be the suspension. This one is the off-road tuned suspension, so it's a little bit stiffer. I think I like it better. I think it's on the fly where I can change this to the 2-wheel drive mode, which becomes the front wheel drive, of course. As far as the drive modes, we have the tow haul, which we're not going to do, normal, sport, off-road, we go terrain, and the tow and haul. I'll put it in sport, 2-wheel drive. That should give me the best performance as far as that. But I think accelerating with it from rolling, not bad. We had a discussion with a few viewers about the 4-cylinder engine, and a lot of people expressed their opinion that they don't like the idea of 4-cylinder being the only option. I agree with that. I think there should be an option for the V6 for those of us who might prefer that choice. Yes, it's a little bit more powerful. I don't think the gas mileage is that much better. There might be a mile or 2 per gallon that this one has advantage over the last generation. This definitely louder, even when you're not like flooring it. You can hear this engine. So I actually would like to have the V6 back in it. Maybe at one point they're going to come back. However, I seriously doubt it. I know there's a huge push from the EPA, of course, for the lower emission vehicles, and manufacturers are adapting to it with putting the smaller displacement engines. Of course, I don't know how much that saves as far as the emissions. Maybe somebody can tell me, but I think there are a lot of other options or other things that we can do to combat the climate change, other than just saying, hey, the vehicles need to be X. How about the shipping? How about the ships that are on the sea at all times? Those are powered up by this huge diesel engines, and that one trip from China to US, or where those ships are going, is equivalent of basically thousands of cars on the road. So maybe we should look at that versus just banning the bigger displacement engine. That's just my opinion. Let's have a discussion about it. Let's put it in the comment section below what you think about it, and you might have a different opinion, and that's fine. Let's just be civil about it. I'll try to answer to all the comments that are going to be on it. Well, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope this video is helpful, and I hope you learn one or two things about this brand new 2024 Chevy Traverse Z71. And if you did, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel, hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.